Hey, what's up, guys? Formal Guy 1 here, and welcome to the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League. And today we have the Oshkosh Heritage Series for Week 3 of Season 3. Don't mind me, I'm going to be just a little bit slow / not as energetic to start this up, but I will certainly wake up a little more as the race goes on. It was a very tiring day because in my area the heat index was like 105, some BS, so yeah, glad to be home, glad to be in a temperature that doesn't sound like, or doesn't feel like it's trying to cook me like a rotisserie chicken. But yeah, today's race, we have the Oshkosh cars racing it. I believe this is Tokyo South. I'm sure it says it somewhere on the screen. Yeah, south clockwise, and should be a good race. Swan starting on pole. I'm not sure if, I think it might be his third pole in the season. I think he's literally swept the poles all season, so see how much speed he has. Down east is only, I think it's 2/10 off of Swan, so keep an eye on both of them throughout the entire race, and again, it should be fun. I remember Oshkosh is only 2 stages, then after that, there's no third stage, so it's 2 longer stages, so the races are similar in lengths, but it's just a little bit shorter. My God. Alright, so just getting the last time I streamed Oshkosh, yeah, I was trying to upload something during the stage break, and the connection just got completely screwed. The Daytona road course race is split up into 2 different streams, which is just so dumb. But I'm going to definitely try to make sure that doesn't happen on any of the races going forward. And yeah, hope y'all have been enjoying the streams. Definitely going to keep it up, and if everything goes well, we're going to be streaming 3 times a week, every week, going into December, because December is when all of the seasons end. And again, if y'all like what you see and you think what we do looks fun to you and you have Gran Turismo 7, just message CarFreak13 on PlayStation and we can set you up an interview to try out. I'm telling you, it was just rough day today. Yeah, today's Friday. We have a Cup race IRL tomorrow, which is, it's kind of weird because me and Swan were just talking pre-race. It was interesting that Xfinity's racing tonight, Cup's racing tomorrow, and then for whatever reason they decided to put the Cup series, or I mean the Truck series, on Sundays. And it's like, what? Which, by the way, we did put it up to a vote with the drivers, because the Cup race is tomorrow, conveniently starting at 7, usually when we go live. We're still streaming. We're still going to be streaming our FES series right when IRL is racing, so that sounds like a great idea to pull in an audience, doesn't it? But yeah, if you're bored with the Cup race, come on by and watch our FES race. Should be fun. Just waiting until they get started here. I think Justin in the 24, he was a little bit late showing up today, so he's going to be getting some practice, and he's automatically starting at the tail end of the field. I must say, by the way, this is no sponsored advert, because we don't have any actual company sponsoring us, but I must say, went to Hardee's earlier today. It was not the greatest. It literally was some of the worst food I'd ever had in my life, and was so disappointed, decided to ride up to our local McDonald's instead of there, and McDonald's absolutely put Hardee's in the mud, so yeah. I fully recommend going to McDonald's if you get hungry, and again, that is not a sponsored advert, so McDonald's over Hardee's. Oh my lord. I tell you, when you're out there working and doing stuff in that the high heat, it feels so good to come back home to the AC. I'll take this time now, since we're not going yet, just to thank all of our league sponsors and contributors. Lone Wolf and Pudge, both of them take money out of their own pockets to give us something to race for in the prize pool, so I'll never be able to fully describe how much appreciation I have for those guys. Wheels on YouTube, that's spelled with a Z. He has a couple of different YouTube channels, but if you go to his main channel, which is just Wheels, he does daily Madden content, He streams every day on Twitch. His Twitch username is WheelsFL. He goes live 7 p.m. Eastern, usually stays live until about 11 or 12 o'clock. And also, if you're looking to go to a sporting event, since football's starting up soon, please go to SeatGeek and use code WHEELS. You'll get $20 off your order. And also, thanks to the best car guy that I know in the paint booth on this game. His name is Fabianski. He is responsible for our Cup series, and he has completely made that series look like real life. It's so 1-to-1 ratio with how good it looks. Alright, these cars are going to come out and get ready to go here, and we have a pace lap to get going before we go green. You're probably going to see that Coke car for the 5-car a lot this season, because that's, I think, exactly the car he drove to win the championship last season, and it's basically his signature car. He loves driving that car, and he loves trying to get wins with it. He won with it last week at Daytona Road Course, and if you haven't seen that race, I fully recommend going and watching it. The number one race right now that I recommend watching is actually the Cup race at Daytona Road Course. Because, yeah, the ending to that one was pretty energetic. I fully recommend watching that. Specifically the ending. So go to when there's like 5 to 6 laps to go in the final stage and just watch. It's insane. And again, sorry if I don't sound as chipper or energetic as I usually do, because it's been a long day, but we must keep the streams going. So yeah, Oshkosh races here. And then Cup is doing something interesting on Monday. It's our new Identity Crisis race. It's not the first time we're doing it, but we did it last season, where the point of it is each driver has to sign up and drive a different number than what they traditionally do. And I must say, I was in that race last season, and I'm the 14 car in Cup. 14 is just my number. I've always raced it. I have a lot of stats with it, but I saw somebody else drive my exact 14 car, and it was disgusting. So yeah, seeing somebody else drive your car, no, I don't like that at all. But it will be fun seeing other people do it while I'm safe up here in the booth. So, I'm not really sure where the form-up is actually for this track. And again, the Oshkosh cars, they're one of the tougher cars to drive. That's why we only have 6 people here today, but driving at a city circuit like this in Tokyo, it should be fun. Cars are forming up, and they're going to come down to the start-finish line very quickly. First stage is going to be 15 laps, not counting the pace lap, and here we go. Coming to the start-finish line, green flag is out. Downey's got a tremendous push from the 2 car, and Pudge is going to go up to second place. Pudge is going to dive down to the inside of the 16. He's going to go for the lead early. Downey's goes into the wall. Pudge gets loose. Swan goes to second. Downey's will hold the lead. Not waiting. They're really getting things started quick. Pudge is wicked loose. These two are just screwing off with it to the lead. Pudge is just wheeling that car. Only a couple of corners into the first lap. I'm pretty sure I saw the 42 car wheelie right there. Again, Swan was 2/10 quicker than the 16 car in qualifying, but a race situation is a lot different. And Swan, I don't know, man. It seems like in the couple of series he's ran in this season, the couple of races, it seems like he's not a very good car in traffic. So now I want to see how good he's going to do being behind the 16. I thought the 16 just slapped that wall right there. I think he might have. Yeah, with the ease the 5 car just passed him with, I'm pretty sure the 16 just murdered that wall. Swan under brakes, Downey's back to the inside, still door-to-door for the lead. I think Downey's behind him again. I mean, we haven't even completed lap 1 yet, and all of this action going on. Seeing these guys come through that tight chicane. Oh god, the cars are flying through there. I'm shocked Van Gogh made it out of that alive. Looks like he got slammed into there. Looking back up at the leaders. Swan has a little bit of a gap on Downey's, but Downey's is staying right with him. So these two are pretty close quarter. Pudge under brakes. Clone's going to try to go underneath of him. Pudge, dude. It's Pudge doing Pudge things. That is something a lot of us say whenever we see him and how he drives. Whew. Swan. Wow, they're still door-to-door for the lead as Down East is going to go right by. This is going to be a good battle today, folks. Oh, swung back to the inside. Down East trying to get the power down on the outside, and Down East will. He's going to go back to the lead. What a run. Looks like we have a car around in the back. I thought. Okay, I guess not. I could have sworn I saw an arrow pointing the wrong way up at the top, but okay, we're still green. Down East! I think they both got into the wall that time. That's a tight corner to go through. Don't forget, folks, these cars have 850 horsepower. Swan's going to go to the inside, try to get the lead back. Down East is leaving that lane open, but he's going to power through on the outside yet again. And while these two race hard for the lead, we're going to look back at Pudge and Clone. Pudge to the inside of Clone through the chicane. That's a very dangerous spot to go too wide. Pudge is going to make it work. Clone gets the bad end of that deal. Oh my lord. You better believe if Clone gets back to Pudge, he's going to try to repay that favor. And don't look now, but Justin's back there in 5th place. Again, with the speed that Swan and Down East had in qualifying, you know, they're going to be the class of the field, but, you know, pit cycle, late cautions, anything can really alter the finish of this. Y'all saw that 5-car wheelie coming over that hill. There goes Pudge! Oh, dude, every car is setting a wheelie right there. That's what 850 ponies look like in formation. Dear God. Clone is to the bumper of the 2. We gave him a little bit of a tap. And with that move, Justin is almost caught up to these two. Say Frank is in the back. Van Gogh is way back there. And it's funny to me. Oh, God. Sorry, I switched to the leaders, and they're going really fast through this tunnel. They're still door-to-door. Again, I know that these two guys are the fastest guys in the field today, but dear God, they are just gapping the rest of the field. They are not getting out of this too wide. This is insanity. Swan gets in it Down East. He is going to save it, and oh my God. Looking back at these guys, they're getting a little close. Justin gets around Clone for 4th place. I think this is Justin's first race in the Oshkosh cars, at least the first points race. And Justin and Clone are teammates, so they'll probably try to work together to catch back up to Pudge. Oh yeah, they definitely will. Justin's going to close that gap. Looks like he might try to go to the inside. He underbrakes. He's going to door Pudge. Clone almost clipped the bumper of the 24, and these guys are really close quarter racing. I think Justin knew the error of that because he backed off completely. Pudge is just, his car's not staying remotely straight. Clone to the inside. They are door-to-door for a second. Now they go back to single file. Looking back up at the leaders now. Down East is starting to gap Swan a little bit. Not much. Oh, Clone to the inside. What a shot from the 3-car. Pudge keeps it straight. Oh my, dude, these guys are fighting. Somebody's going to get badly injured out here. I wish we had a camera that could look down pit road, because I bet you these guys' pit crews are going insane right now, and we're only on lap 5. Through the tunnel at just some crazy speeds. And now these guys are battling so hard, it looks like Frank's starting to catch up to him. Justin all over the bumper of that 2-car. He just saw Pudge door Clone coming out of that corner. Well, to be fair, Pudge and Clone have been banging each other up. Both of them have. Just bouncing and drifting. You know, that's Oshkosh things. Frank was at Clone's bumper for a second. He's starting to fall off of it a little bit as Pudge drifts out of that corner. Oh, my Lord. Looking back up at the leaders, I mean, they're racing hard, but not as very energetic as what we're seeing back here with these boys. Justin once again trying to dive to the inside. Pudge is going to cover that. Clone looks like he might be trying to get around the 24. Oh, I'm hearing these tires squealing. We're about to come up on that wheelie hill. See if it happens again. You see how loose that 2-car is. Over the hump. Yep, 3 wheelies back to back. Side by side for 4th. Clone with the preferred inside line. Let's see how hard he pushes it, trying to get back to that 2-car. Clone to the inside. He almost clips the 2-car. Justin still to the outside, not clear. Whew. This is hard, fast racing. Oh, Pudge, my Lord, what are you doing, man? You are crazy. keeping that car straight, though. He's still drifting. Ah, he's into the wall a little bit. There's Clone. Pudge might have some mechanical damage on the right front after that one. That was a hard lick. Clone trying to stay with him. Pudge hit the wall, and he's still gapping the 3 car. Back into this tight corner. Let's see how hard Clone pushes this issue. I thought somebody was going to hit the wall as Pudge drifted out of that. If someone said Tokyo Drift to Pudge, he's taking the word drift to heart. Sounds like Frankie was drifting back there too. The whole RFK gang is just drifting around today. And now finally these 3 cars are going to space out a little bit, although we're not going to take our eyes off of them. Justin for a second forgot what pedal the brake pedal was. As these guys file out a little bit, we're going to look up at the leaders. Down East has gapped Swan a little bit. Oh. Again, no cautions yet, although there's been a lot of beating and banging between the 3 and the 2. Looking at it again, Clone's going to go wide. He almost got to the outside. He tried to cross him over, but Pudge is going to defend against that. I don't know what happened to Clone. Looks like his steering wheel just ripped off of the part there. He just sailed it straight into the wall. Dear God. As you look on the left side with the driver list, Mango's going to go into the pits. And we're approaching halfway when they complete the next lap. That'll be halfway for the first stage. Hey, these 2 boys up here, man, they're racing hard. So the fastest lap is a 128.1. Swan's fastest is a 128.3. So, I mean, they're only separated by 0.2. And what's funny is, Swan was 0.2 faster in qualifying, and this time, wow. Down East is 0.2 quicker in the race. Clone getting loose on that corner, that really affected him because now he's, I'd say at least a second. Well, actually, there's the gap right there. Pudge now has him gapped by 2.2 seconds. And funny that now that he's away from the 3 car, all of a sudden the drifting has slowed down a little bit. I tell you, if I was in that car and I was around the 2 car seeing him drift like that, that would throw me off. That would make me just go mentally insane. But hey, it works for Pudge. He's showing serious speed in that car made with butter tires. Down East is going to go to pit lane. Again, Down East was on Stuart Haas to start this season, and then he ended up going back to Kaulig. Clone's going to come down pit road. You see down pit lane here. Justin's pitting as well, so 2 out of the 3 Haas boys are coming down pit lane. And Frankie. Wow, Frankie's really low on gas. Holy crap. So now it is Swan and Pudge, the only 2 cars that have not pitted yet. I mean, this is the halfway point, so if you can make it this far, you might be able to go the whole race on 1 pit stop. Oh, and Swan just screwed up that chicane by himself. To my knowledge, that should be a yellow flag. It might not be, but it should be. I can't believe he just did that by himself with no help. He's going full steam again, so I think they're actually going to stay green for now. Well, and you can also see on the time gap at the left that the gap was about 10 seconds between Swan and Pudge, and now it is just 3 seconds. That was a huge wheelie. Where that gap is really going to show up is when Swan comes back out of the pits, because Down East, he's still going as fast as he was before. So Swan comes down. Let's see if Pudge goes too. Yep, he will. So the gap is 4.3 seconds. Wow! These guys are really low on fuel. Now we got to check where Down East is. Oh, dear God. Swan just went into the pits, and now Down East is already passing him. This, I mean, unless a late yellow comes out, this should be pretty easy, just go do it win for Down East. Now I want to look back here, because let's see where Clone is compared to the 2 car. There he goes. So Pudge loses 1 spot. He might lose another to Justin. It's been a pretty good race so far today, I must say. It's fun to be out all day doing work and stuff and then come home and get to watch a cool race like this. Again, we have 7 drivers in the field when we actually have about, like, I think between 8 and 10 drivers listed as starters. Just some of them are part-time and don't race every race. Now, I don't know who's quicker between Pudge and Clone, but I do think Pudge has the power to chase the 3-car down if he really tries. Just has to make very few mistakes. The one thing he does, though, with that drifting around and stuff, he is able to get in Clone's head. He might make Clone make some mistakes if he gets close enough. Tell you one thing I forgot to get today was Milo's tea, which obviously on Pudge's trunk, he probably has about 5 gallons of that in his car for when he gets thirsty. Just a huge shout out to Milo's because they keep a lot of our league boys refreshed during these races. Milo's sweet tea, there's nothing like it. And yeah, Pudge is starting to catch there for a second, but no, it's shrinking. Down to the tight braking zone. Near identical lines right there. Clone, they both look loose, but Clone looked loose there first. That gap is now gaining up to 7/10. Justin has fallen way off. I think he might have crashed and I didn't notice it. Frank is back here. Frank is 30 seconds off of the leader. And Van Gogh's back here. He is about 40 seconds off the leader. Just looking through the whole field right now, checking in on all the drivers. I must say this about Van Gogh. He's one of the oldest guys we have racing with us, and you know, we have no kind of like prejudice or anything in our league. You know, we love anybody who wants to come race with us. And I really am always astonished at Van Gogh because there's a lot of races where he's not really in contention to win. He's in contention, you know, like about mid-pack, but he enjoys the NFRL so much and he enjoys racing with us so much that he shows up every single week for every race that he can be a part of. And for that, not just me, but we all appreciate having Van Gogh racing with us. He doesn't get much of the camera spotlight, you know, but he's still one of our best drivers. And certainly one of the best personalities in the league. Looking back up at the leader, Swan now has a 9-second gap to try to cut down to catch Down East. I don't know, though. Down East pitted early. Now that I think about it, I don't think Down East can make it the rest of the way. Now as you look back at the gap to Clone and Pudge, it's 2 seconds. So I take back what I said. I guess Clone is definitely quicker than Pudge. Well, at least for now. Sun's starting to set here in Tokyo. This might become a night race before it's all over. And now that gap is 1.3 seconds. I think Pudge literally just made up about 7/10 in one corner. Back up with the leader. The gap to the leader is just... it's not changing for Swan, so they're about equal on the stopwatch right now. Last lap, Down East ran a 1:29.0, Swan ran a 1:29.1. So literally, they're about even as far as lap times. Tell you what, man, Swan crashed by himself in that chicane section. If he's able to come back and win this stage just because he has better fuel mileage than the 16, that would be insane. Would certainly be one of the, probably one of the best stage wins that Swan's ever gotten in this series. And again, I wish I could reveal the bottom of the screen where it shows tire wear and fuel and all that, but again, I'm not going to show team info. See, part of me wants to try to go to the in-car camera and see if I can see a fuel gauge somewhere on the dash. Well, you know, we have these cameras in-game for a reason, so why not? I need this camera. I do not see a fuel gauge anywhere. Either that or I'm just blind. Well, we tried. And now this is my favorite camera in the game. I almost wish you could switch to this when you're driving. Because I don't know, this camera just looks really cool. See like the whole inside of the car while he's driving. I'm gonna go back here because it looks like these two cars are getting a little bit close again. Yeah, the gap between Pudge and Clone is now under 5/10. Alright. This is going to get a little shaky before the end of the stage. Clone got wicked loose on that corner. This is actually a really cool camera view to see. So the story of the leaders, again, is just, you know, can Down East make the rest of the stage? Probably can't. And then can Swan make the rest of the stage on his tank of gas? Look at Pudge drifting it inside the car. My lord, he's still drifting. This man is insane, dude. I don't know how much budget RFK really has, but I can guarantee you this car is going to get worked on after the race today. Yeah, the gap now increased to over 2 seconds now because of that drifting. Either way, though, that was cool to see from that camera view. Justin remains basically stuck back in 5th place. The field is really spread out, actually. So, Missouri West doubleheader coming up. What else is there? I tell you, it's a shame that I don't stream the Winston series, but because I race in that, like, I don't want to live stream my point of view while I'm racing, but that series is going to Northern Isle next week with the Winston cars, so that should be fun! Oh my... Pudge, one of these times, Pudge is going to whip that thing like a full 90 degrees, and I'm going to fly off my stool out of the window. You're going to see me fly out of the booth and fly down into the spectators. There's only a few laps to go. I think there's 3 laps to go. Because, you know, some people can't math. So coming around, Down East is probably really close to coming to pit lane. If he can't make it, that is. The gap to Swan is getting a little bit smaller. I think both these guys are probably fuel saving right now, but Down East needs to find, I think, an extra lap or maybe like an extra half lap to make it to the end. This is one of those really weird tracks where the start-finish line is not where pit lane is. Just give you all a little update on something. The Oshkosh series. Pulling up the schedule while we look at the leader. Oshkosh is going to Road Atlanta next week. Okay, that's going to be an amazing race. Okay, actually, next week, I'm going to just say this now. That might be one of the best races of the season, because the NFRL has never raced at Road Atlanta, even though it came out, yeah, I think it was either earlier this year or late last year. But yeah, actually, it's going to be a Road Atlanta triple header. All 3 of the main series are going to that track back to back, so that's going to be a really fun weekend of streaming. And cars are spread out. The gap to Clone from Pudge is 1.3 seconds. Looking up with the leader, the gap to the leader is now 7 seconds still. Can Down East make it to the end? Man, he's not pitting this time either. Gap is now 6.7 seconds. The way that gap is going down, I think he's really trying to save fuel. Now that gap's going way back up, as if Swan was slow coming out of that corner. And I don't think Pudge can catch Clone. I think it's going to be... I think he's just a little bit too far off. I don't know, though. That gap is now 9/10. He might be able to get there. He has a lap and a half to try to do it. Justin has to come down, back down pit lane. Looks like he's too short. I tell you what, there's no way you can pit on the white flag, because you'll never win the stage, so I think Down East is just going to either go dry or go to that green checkered. Tell you, if he somehow found an entire extra lap of gas during this part of the race, I'll be genuinely impressed with that, actually. And not only that, but it sounds like he's early shifting, saving gas, and the gap hasn't really decreased much to Swan. I think it was about 9 seconds at the start of this run, and now it's down to just 6.5. Alright, so here's the big moment. Let's see if he comes down. Wow, he still wheelies going a little bit slower. And no, he's going to go for it. Alright, here we go. And the main gap I want to watch here is I'm watching Clone and Pudge, because those two are going to race aggressive as anything if they get close enough. But can Down East make it to the checkered? Forgot to say when he crossed the line, this is the final lap of stage 1. Something to note, last season in the Oshkosh series, Down East did not win a single thing. He won no stages, no races. He went to the championship race with a shot to win the... Didn't win anything in that race either, but coming out of the chicane, he's going to try to change that for this season. So it's been, let's see, 17 races. This is race number 18 without winning anything, but he is going to somehow make it on that gas tank. Down East snaps one of the longest streaks for not winning anything. Down East wins stage 1. Finally, he did something in the Oshkosh series. I'm sure that team is happy. And again, Down East was with RFK last season. Just couldn't get anything to work for himself. Now as we look back, the gap between Clone and Pudge is going to officially be about 8/10 between the two. Those two doored each other and battled the entire stage, but Clone was able to hold him off. Justin fell back to 6th place with that late pit stop. Fastest lap does go to Down East with a 1:28.0. That was a decent first stage. There was actually no cautions, so that was pretty cool. Even though we saw Swan absolutely kill it through that tight corner. Alright, I'm gonna grab a drink here after all these boys finish up. I'm gonna throw the official results up. Hope y'all are enjoying your Friday, for anybody watching this race tonight. Again, huge congrats to Down East. Anything you win in this league is big, a stage or a race, but considering Down East hasn't won anything in so long, I'm sure this means a lot to him. There's a little clip of him in victory lane. Alright, so these boys are going to take just a quick break, and then we will start stage 2 here in a second, the final stage. There are your race results, which actually I'm going to save that replay. So yeah, there are your race results for stage 1. Alright, so while these boys take a stage break, I'm going to take one myself too, and we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes to start the final stage. Alright, we are back for the final stage of the Coke 125 for the Oshkosh series. Sorry that break took so long. I was just enjoying the time with my mic off while I could. Stage is going to be a little bit longer. And just to recap, sorry, just to recap, Down East and Swan ran the day, or ran the stage I should say, about equal speeds, but then with a weird pit strategy from Down East, he was able to somehow have enough gas to make it to the end. Swan basically punted himself into the wall coming out of that chicane, and that basically killed his shots of winning the stage. He was just hoping that Down East had to make another pit stop. We saw Clone and Pudge battling like it was the championship race, just going absolutely insane, dooring each other left and right. You know, nothing too bad, but certainly aggressive. Yeah, I actually can't wait to see them race a little more. I must say, last season in Oshkosh, the 14 team actually completely swept Tokyo. Went to 3 different Tokyo tracks, and the 14 car literally won every stage and every race in Tokyo. So today that streak is finally broken, which I think everybody is happy to see. Oh my lord, today was a long day. I'm definitely going to be more energetic tomorrow for the FES race. Car's gonna come out of the final chicane here and get formed up. I don't know how easy it would be, but I might try to make some highlight videos from these streams, like show some of the best moments we've had during this and the commentating and all that. So I don't know, something like that might come out in the near future. We're coming down to the start-finish line. Green flag is out to start this stage, and Swan did not get going whatsoever. That looked like his car was down a cylinder to start that. Pudge is skating on the outside, trying to get back in front of Clone. Swan goes to the lead, Down East staying right behind him, and once again, Pudge and Clone are already really close together racing. Watch these cars wheelie right there. Yeah, as Down East almost got into the wall. Once again, door to door for the lead. Down East wants that lead back. Imagine going an entire season without winning a single stage or race and then coming to Tokyo and sweeping a race. That'd be insane for that 16 team. Pudge got loose. He falls back to about a second off of the 3 car, and now he has Frank, his RFK teammate, right up on his rear bumper, starting to get close to him. Leaders are fighting, man. They're really close. So with the first stage being about 15 laps, most of the front runners were able to do it on 1 pit stop. So that means this stage should be, well, about 2 stops, I would say. Coming through that tight corner. Nobody gets into the wall yet. They're getting really close back there. You see all them headlights just swooshing over to that direction. Dear God. And completing lap 1 of stage 2, Swan will lead the lap. Down East not too far behind. Wow, this field got really spread out really fast. Justin got around Frank for 5th place. I'm shocked Pudge fell off a Clone that fast, because now the gap is 1.1 seconds. And again, Down East is only about 6/10 off of the lead. He's trying to chase Swan back down. So looking at the driver list on the left side as far as teams go, Stuart Haas right now is running 135. Colleague is running 2nd. RFK is running 4th and 6th. Petty GMS is running 7th. I think that's literally all the teams we have entered today. Down East is trying to stay in the draft of the 5 car. Again, when these cars have 850 horsepower, it's wild to watch these things go by. Swan looked a little shaky coming through there. Gap is now 9/10 and growing. That must not be a very good corner for the 16. That seems to be one of the troubling spots for him. And we've had no cautions yet. As, oh, there, yeah, caution's actually out. I was saying that because I thought I heard the lead car slowing down a little bit. But, well, this is going to be the first actual caution of the race. That will group everybody back up. Now, Van goes way in the back. I'm not sure if they're going to have a pit cycle this time. They are staying single file, so yeah, I think they actually will have a pit cycle. Now, does this make it so they can go the rest of the stage on one pit stop? No, 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 no. Definitely not. But either way, should, I mean, this might be the time to take some tires if you're in the back. I know you've only ran, you know, about 3 laps on them, but hey, that could be a big difference in the end. Just something to try if you're not having a good day in the back of the field. Yeah, they'll come down this time. Pit road will open, and we're going to see how many different drivers come down to take fuel and tires. Now just remember, last stage, Down East pitted 1 lap before Swan did. And we kind of knew Swan could make it the whole stage, but we didn't know if the 16 could. And somehow, Down East made it, pitting that early. So that was cool to see. As I almost thought I saw a car look like he was coming in and then duck out. But no, everybody's coming down pit lane. Any takers for tires? Yes, Frank is going to get tires. All right, so the only car to actually take tires in this pit cycle will be the 48 car. Again, you're in the back. You didn't really do much in stage 1, so why not just try to change it up a little bit? I think he only lost 1 or 2 spots doing that, so I mean, you know, so why not? Again, Frank is one of our new rookies running for Rookie of the Year. He's actually running for Rookie of the Year in, well, really every series because he's part of the rookie class. And right now, looking at the field, Justin is a rookie, even though he doesn't have rookie stripes on his car, because he's never raced a full season with us. So yeah, the rookies in the field tonight are Justin and Frank. And again, there's some leagues out there that do Rookie of the Year differently. There's some leagues also that have like formulas that they use to calculate Rookie of the Year, and it's purely stat-based. Well, the way we do it is we look at all rookies' performance, and we basically just have a way of debating each driver's stats, what they've accomplished, and then having a unanimous vote on who wins Rookie of the Year. Coming down to the start-finish line once again is Swan and Down East on the front row. Oh, and Clone got a good restart. 3 wide for the lead. He's going to back right out of that, though. Down East. Oh, Clone is going to wreck into the cars. Multiple cars piling up. That is the big one at Tokyo. 3 cars. It is a parking lot. Well, with all that traffic, now it really does look like Tokyo, and everybody is just stopped dead cold. I hope they're all right. Clone is not moving in that 3 car. That is actually a little worrying. All right, he's moving. He's all right. That was very unsettling seeing the 3 car just parked there, not doing a single thing. I'm not sure who got loose in the back. I saw the 3 get sideways, saw the 2 get sideways, and all of a sudden in turn 1, it was just a parking lot. So that is now the second caution of the race. Down East still leads. Down East got a really good run, even without getting the push from Clone, because when Clone made it 3 wide, Clone instantly let off the gas. That slowed him down with a train of cars coming, and then, yeah, that's what you get from it. So now all of a sudden, with that mix-up, Justin's now up to 3rd, the highest he's been all race. Frank is up 2 positions since that restart. Clone falls to dead last. And just to mention, with how this game is run and this being live and all that, I can't look back and show you a replay. If this was one of those pre-recorded race videos that I make, I could go back and look, but I can't do it this time. But yeah, I'm glad everybody was okay. I'm glad everybody is okay, because again, that car not moving, that was just terrifying looking. Here we go, they are going green this time as they formed up. Green flag is back out. Huge push to both of the front cars. Justin the Swan, Haas teammates on the inside. Got the camera focused on Pudge because that's where the trouble came from before, just making sure everybody gets through there okay. Pudge almost dove on, inside the 24. Clone got around Van Gogh that quickly. Now he's going to try to go around Frank. Clone is on a move. Clone now up to Pudge. Clone's going to try to pass everybody as they almost went 3 wide through that corner. Big wheelies coming over that little hill. Door to door for 3rd place. The leaders are single file up there. Down East is in front of Swan. Clone is going to make the pass. Dude, that 3 car's on fire tonight. Oh my god. He might be a little bit back off the leaders, but he just went from last to 3rd in the first third of the racetrack. Oh my gosh. Say, Stuart Haas is fielding 3 cars tonight. And even with Swan being near the front, Clone is just driving the wheels off of that 3 car. And Clone is showing something that I really haven't seen Swan be able to do. He's showing speed and driver ability in traffic. Like, Clone is back there in traffic, and it seems like he's in the lead with how fast that car is. He saves it, and Clone is going to go by for the lead. I'm not sure if the yellow's out. The yellow might have came out before Clone took the lead. We're going to check. Just waiting. No! Caution came out, because Down East isn't passing him. Yeah, Clone is the leader of this race. How about that? Last place on the last restart. He passed, I think it was 4 or 5 cars. Whoa, what the heck was that? Did y'all see that, or was it me? It looked like his car stopped and then morphed back up to the lead. That was so odd. But yeah, last place on the restart. Passed 4 cars to go back up to 3rd, and then he's able to get the lead because the leaders quite literally wrecked themselves going through that corner. Oh Lord. Now this race is starting to get a little spicy. So I do believe the pits will open right now. See how many cars come down. Clone looks a little bit on the laggy side right now. Quite literally everybody's coming down again. Best fuel mileage goes to Down East. Justin not too far behind him. I think Swan might have taken tires with how long it took his crew to start filling up that car with gas. Clone's going to hold the lead coming out of pit lane. Really shocked about this 3 car, man, because he had really great success in our 2nd season of the Cup Series. Because he had petty equipment, he was doing good. He won at Northern Isle, and then he won at Blue Moon B. But then once we made the switch to GT7, Clone just had a very off year with the Sylvias. He did manage to win back-to-back comeback driver of the year, I think. But yeah, it's been a little rough for Clone moving to 7. But he got an Oshkosh race win last season. And he already won the Daytona opener for this season, so yeah. Very cool to see that 3 car being competitive again. And drivers will form up, and they are coming to the green flag. They're forming up very slowly, but coming down to the start-finish line, green flag is out. Wow, Frank did not get going whatsoever. Van Gogh all of a sudden up to 3rd place. Where the heck did that 42 car come from? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clone is really laggy right now. I am not liking the look of that. What, are you seeing this? Man is just time traveling between the lanes. Okay, what is this grid right now? Pudge is in last, Swan's in 5th, Clone is leading. I don't know, man. I don't know. Frank goes way to the outside. Swan's going to try to pass him on the inside. There's just a huge cluster of cars back here. Kind of what we've seen all night. On restarts, the top two seem to race right away, and then this pack of cars stay pretty close together. Gap to Clone is about 3/10. Down East is going to try to stay with him. So yeah, I didn't really see what happened on that restart, but Van Gogh fought all the way up to 3rd place out of nowhere. Swan is going to under brake. Still door to door for 3rd. Oh, they're fighting. They are fighting. Justin's right behind him to try to make a move. Looks like the leaders get through that turn okay. Whoa, Van Gogh shot across the track. I'm shocked he didn't go right into the wall. Yeah, he's going to go to last place. I think Van Gogh's been having trouble in that turn all night. Looking up at the leader. Down East is going to try to make a move on Clone. Clone's going to try to defend the inside. Down, I mean, Clone is just... I'm just a little nervous right now because that pileup that happened in that one corner, his car was parked, it wasn't moving, and now he's just fidgeting all over the track. Down East is now going to try to go for the lead. They're still door to door. I think Clone might have just let him have it. Oh, never mind. I don't know where Clone is. He's going to get into the wall, apparently. I don't know what's happening. It's too laggy. Swan gets into that wall on corner exit. Van Gogh gets into that wall, too. Frank falls to last. Somehow, there's just a lot of things changing at a rapid pace. What also does not help is just the fact that I have a overall lack of energy compared to other streams. Down East has now gapped the 3-car by at least 1.4 seconds and gaining. Down East is in a position right now, man. He is in a prime position to try to sweep this race. Swan being up to 3rd, again, he has to try to catch up to Clone. I don't think Clone's going to give him much of a fight because I think Clone knows he's quicker. But then if Swan has trouble catching the 3-car and Clone is quicker, that could be a different story. Justin's showing up. Again, I think this is its first Oshkosh points race. I'm not sure about that. Looking back here in 5th place, Pudge, again, he was battling for 3rd with Clone for almost all of stage 1, and now he's fallen back to 5th after a couple of just, I would say, badly timed restarts. Frank and Van Gogh are battling like this is the last lap and they're the leaders. Frank trying to hold the spot. They're still door to door for position there. Van Gogh almost clipped the 48 there, still door to door. Frank is drifting the snot out of that car. Still drifting. Frank will finally get around that 42. Van Gogh gonna dive it in there. Frank is gonna drift it in there, side by side. Van Gogh gives him a little door. They are still door to door. Nope. All right, Frank fell back. I mean, Van Gogh's showing some speed all of a sudden against that 48 car. I hope y'all are ready for the, wow! I hope y'all are ready for the repair bill going to the 42 garage after that. My lord. I hope y'all are ready for a doubleheader at Maggiore West. Should be fun. Frank's going to look to the inside. Van Gogh doesn't cover. He's just going to drift to that corner. Van Gogh's now gaining a little bit. It's up to 4/10 and climbing. This is Van Gogh's worst spot on the racetrack. As you can see, Frank is going to pass him with ease. Yeah, once again, oh god, Frank is sideways, drifting out of that, coming to the start finish line. Yeah, you wouldn't think these guys were in last and second to last. These guys are racing like they're the leaders. And speaking of the leaders, Down East is maintaining about an 8/10 gap over Clone. Wow, Down East is actually purple right now on that lap. I mean, you see Clone just fidgeting around again. I hope that whatever's happening, I hope it clears up before the end of this race. Because I would really like to see that 3-car be competitive. Dude, look at that lag. Oh my gosh. And he never has that much lag in this league. The gap between Swan and Clone has raised. It's now up to 2.8 seconds. So since the last time I checked, Clone has gained 4/10 and climbing. But again, Clone does have the draft of the 16 car. And, by the sounds of it, I do believe caution is out. I think either Frank or Van Gogh spun, so yeah, that will be a caution flag. So, they're going to go to the pits on lap 12. I think that's going to leave about, what, 14 laps to go? So, they still will need one more pit stop after that even, so yeah, that should be interesting. This is going to be an interesting call because there's a lot of things you can try to weigh out with this, so obviously your car is going to go a little bit quicker because of this game's logic and, you know, having less fuel in your tank, you know, faster, so realistically, right now, if you pit, you still need to pit again. Holy crap, Pudge is just going, goodbye. But if you need to still pit, you could almost stay out right now, use your low gas as a benefit just to have more speed on the track, and then everybody still has to pit one more time. So definitely going to be a lot of different strategies for this pit cycle. I can't wait to see what each guy takes. So pit road is open. Yeah, everybody's going to come with almost even fuel, actually. Van Gogh has terrible fuel mileage tonight. I don't know what's wrong with that 42 car. Alright, sorry about that, I was adjusting my mic a little. So, the grid didn't really change much. I'm not really sure what brought out that caution. I know Frank and Van Gogh were racing pretty close together, but not that close. Either way, there will be 14 laps to go when they cross the line, so basically the length of stage 1. See, ever since I mentioned the Road Atlantis next week, I really cannot wait to go there. As they come out of that final corner, I'm going to form up. It seems like the inside line has been the preferred line. I don't know, man. Both lines seem to get going pretty good. It seems like whoever has the best pusher behind you is going to get the advantage on the jump. Here we go, coming to the start-finish line. Green flag is out. Down East got a really good push. Justin did not push the 3 car very well. Going off into turn 1. Swan's going to try to get under the 3. Can't quite get there. Tell you one thing, Clone is not here to just settle for second or anything less. He wants to try to win this race. But right now he's kind of being a little bit of a roadblock in front of Swan. God, those boys are fast. Holy crap. Cars are staying pretty close together. Clone, he underbraked a little bit all over the 16's bumper. Pudge shot way off the track. Looks like they're fine. No caution. They're staying green. Swan is door to door with Clone. Who's going to back out of that? You should not go too wide through this tunnel. You really shouldn't. All right, Swan's going to back out just before they get to the tunnel. Going to try to give Clone a little bit of a push, see if he can get up to the 16. Let's see where Swan goes. He might try to go to the inside. Does he do it? He thought about it. Clone left the door open. He didn't go for it. The only problem with this is the harder they fight, the more Down East is going to go out in front of them. Oh, those cars are so close coming out of that corner, man. It's so close to that wall. And coming down to the start-finish line, this is officially the halfway marker for this final stage. Colleague, man. Down East and Colleague, and that's 16. They are showing dominance this season. They've shown speed in all 3 of the top series, so definitely got to keep your eyes on that team. Pudge right now just, I can't believe he's back in 5th. RFK right now running 5th and 7th. It's not something you expect to see out of that team. Still early on in the season, though. It's a new car, new horsepower specs, new everything. So, as you look back up at the leader, Clone's actually staying in front of Swan right now. And again, whenever I say something about Clone, like not having speed or something, I'm not trying to diss him at all, seriously, because I'm just pointing out that last season, and really for the majority of all the Oshkosh races we've ever done, Clone just hasn't had much speed, but this season, he's just come out swinging. Wins the Daytona opener, was actually pretty competitive. Has wicked speed, and he's also purple right now by 4/10, if that tracker was correct. See, now I want to watch all 3 of the top 3, because they are all in contention to get fastest lap of this race. Fastest lap right now is a 1:28.0. Swan really closed up on Clone right there. Alright, check your purple laps. Let's see which one gets the actual purple here. Downey's with a 28.3. Swan with a 28.3. That's interesting. And Clone did not get a purple. I think he screwed up that chicane back there. Ooh, Swan got into the wall a little bit coming out of that corner. Gap to the leaders, about a 1.5 seconds and maintaining. Justin's still in 4th. Pudge is 3 seconds off of Justin, back in 5th place. And Frank and Van Gogh continue to battle. Dude, Frank's car looks like... It don't look like no 70s era Camaro, I can tell you that. Dear God. And with that, after that last caution on the restart, they got spread out and not much has happened, really. The gap to Swan is down to under 2/10. This might be where he tries to make his move. Gonna try to squeak in under the 3 car. He is there. How hard is he gonna push the issue? They are. Nope. Clone clears him on the outside. Oh, that's so close. Justin, I think, hit the wall on that corner exit. He's fine, though. You know what? Let's see what this looks like for a lap. Inside camera of the 5 car as he tries to get around the 3. And don't forget, y'all, there is still one more pit stop, or pit cycle, I should say, that needs to happen for all of these drivers. You can hear Swan working that throttle. This is just weird seeing a classic muscle car, NASCAR style racing at a city circuit. Again, we certainly do some wild things in the NFRL. See, coming down to this tight braking zone. Clone got into the wall a little bit. Oh, looks like, wow, I think Swan missed a shift. That was either lag, or I think it might have been lag, judging by the sound of that one. Again, the gap is maintaining about the same. I'm looking up at the track map on the top right. It looks like 4th and 5th place might be close together, and actually 6th and 7th might be close together. So I want to see what this camera angle looks like when they come through this tight corner. I think Swan just gave him a little bit of the bumper. Swan is almost there. He almost thought about taking it too wide. He will take it too wide! Oh, okay. Yep. Good team measure there. Swan just slammed on the brakes and let him have it. He didn't just give that to Clone. That was just... A wreck would have happened if he would have kept his foot in it, so... Very honorable move there by Swan just to let Clone go, but he... Dear God, he let him go by 1.2 seconds. Holy Lord. Alright, we're gonna go back to our spectator camera here. Pudge moved up to 4th. Probably Justin wrecked in that corner again, because that one corner, just like Van Gogh, it just seems to be getting him. Frank now has a decent gap over Van Gogh. Oh! Pudge got really loose coming out of that corner. Still holds it. The gap to Justin's not going to decrease too much. Again, hope you're... Oh, Clone is in the pits. There you go. There's the first. Let's see if anybody follows him. Justin is going to follow him immediately, seeing that. And now the Clone's coming down. You better believe that every other car is probably going to follow them shortly. I don't know, though. That's not very many laps remaining to try to get a full tank of gas and make it to the end. Still applaud him for trying something, though. So you want a field that's really spread out. Now they are really spread out. Well, in that case, what better time than to do a NASCAR Fantasy Racing League Crank It Up. And what better time to do a crank it down, because they are slowing down. I do believe that something happened in the back. Caution's out. They are stopping the cars before pit lane, because they are going to open pit lane this time. Let's say it almost looked like Pudge was dead stop back there. Hope you all are enjoying the Friday. Enjoying seeing yet another NFRL race. And please, again, be sure to check out the rest of our channel, check out our playlists, check out just other content on the channel that you might want to watch, including funny moments to video games like GTA and Fortnite and all that, and check out other race videos, because I've actually commentated quite a few. They're just somewhere buried on the channel because I haven't done it in so long. Clone stays out because obviously he pitted a couple laps ago. Justin pitted with Clone, and he's still going to come into the pits and top off. Justin comes out second. Swan coming out in third place. That's a big move there. So now, for the first time all race, I think at least, Stuart Haas is running 1, 2, 3. And I do believe this might be the first time that Down East has been outside of the top 3 all race. That is how much pure speed that team and car has tonight. Well, this should be a fun restart. Again, man, Clone is leading this race again. Clone is just really finding himself right place, right time tonight. He's really putting on a show. Gonna come around this corner and then form up. By the way, in that little, that short little crank it up we had when we put the camera inside of Pudge's car, you could really hear him working that gas pedal. Cars are flying out of that corner. Here we go, coming down to the start-finish line. And green flag is out. Heading off into turn 1. How hard does Justin try to push to get inside of the 3? Well, he's not going to get there, obviously. Clone holds it, door-to-door for second place. Down East gets around the 24. Down East very quick to try to get back up to contend for the lead. Justin is not going to let Down East go easily, though. Say Clone is Justin's teammate. You better believe Justin's going to battle Down East with everything he has. And right here, Justin's going to try to underbrake and send it to the inside. I almost thought he was going to get into the 3 car there. Justin, he's going to clear Down East. What a move by that 24. And Clone is going to hold the lead. Well, I must say now, Clone is in a really good spot because he has his teammate right behind him who can try to help defend if necessary. Clone just needs to hit his marks. Lead gap is about 6/10. Just don't make any mistakes. Don't overdrive the car. Looking back through the field, these guys are pretty single file. Pudge is going to go to the inside of Van Gogh trying to get 5th place. Gonna do a little visor cam of the 2-car. See how tight this corner is and still how fast they sail through there and how close that wall gets on exit. Gonna look back up at the leaders here with the spectator cam. Swan and Down East, arguably the 2 fastest cars here tonight, and Down East now has a new fastest lap time of a 1:27.9, just pointing that out. Justin to the inside of the 16. You better believe, like I said, Justin's going to try to play defense for that 3 car as much as he can. Gets into the wall, that's not going to help. Down East is going to go blazing by, Swan's going to go with him. So forget the defense thing, but now Clone has a 1.9 second gap between him and second place. I do not know what Clone's fastest lap is on the right. They've run too many laps since then. There's a car way off pace in the back. I think that's Franken 48. Well, this is it. Unless another caution comes out. Clone just got to hit his marks. Down East is going to come charging fast, though. The only thing Clone can hope for right now is for Swan to catch up to Down East, because then they would battle really hard for second. Looking through the field, man, they're almost equally spread out. Heard a little bit of wall scraping right there. Now all of a sudden the gap to the leader is down to 1.3 seconds. Oh man, Down East got through that corner real good. Now it's down to 7/10. And oh my god, Down East is catching him rapidly. Coming around, there will be 6 laps to go this time. And Down East is charging up to the leader. Just kind of sitting back and watching the racing myself a little bit there. Pudge right now is in no man's land. He's got about 1.5 seconds in front of him and then about 2 seconds behind him. So yeah, nobody's really near him as Down East is now 4/10 and dropping behind Clone. He's going to get there before the end of this. Clone's only problem is going to be once Down East gets there, I don't think Down East is going to take it lightly. I think he's going to be very aggressive and try to get around him. He's not going to wreck him, but he will not hold back. He might just give that 3 car the door. Because Down East is definitely hungry for a victory. I almost thought he was going to dive it low right there. He almost did. Clone gets into the wall. Down East might go low here. He's not going to quite yet. This corner is the corner where Down East made up a lot of time last lap. 3/10, 3:24, 3:48. Again, it's basically maintained a little bit. I think Down East is starting to slow down a little bit just because he's starting to catch the 3 car, and with that, Swan might be able to get up to him. I keep looking up at the track map to make sure there's no other cars that are close together with those arrows. Clone's going to dive it high, try to apex this corner. Down East is right behind him. Down East is basically mistake-free right now. All over the 3 car's bumper. The little inside camera action again. And now Swan is a second back from the 16, so actually these 2 front runners are starting to gap the 5 a little bit. Oh, Clone went a little bit wide. Down East going to get in the gas. He almost got there but couldn't do it yet. And this is a really fun camera angle to watch. Now, I do know one thing. The last time they opened pit road under that caution, Clone did not come down. Down East did. Down East got into the brakes a little bit harder there. But yeah, basically, Down East is definitely in a position where he could win this race with enough fuel, I think at least. Clone might not be in that same boat. I think Clone might have an extra half lap to a lap out of his tank. Heavy braking zone! Down East gave him a little bit of a shot. I don't know if that was lag or that looked like an aggressive bump, but nope, they're fine. Swan has now closed that gap a little bit. It's now down to 5/10, well, 6/10 respectively. Just take a little quick look through the field. Pudge is still in, he's in 4th place actually. Justin in 5th. Van Gogh in 6th, and Frank back in 7th. Just very spread out field. Certainly not not with these front runners. They are very close together right now. Clone got hard on the brakes. Down East is right on his bumper. Again, this is the final stage. This is for the race. Whoever wins this will win the race. They will get one of those coveted win stickers put on their car. I think this is going to be the moment. Down East is going to try to go to the inside to make the move. Can Clone try to get the power down on the outside? He cannot. So Down East finally with the move to the lead. Colleague trying to go toe-to-toe with two of the Haas boys. Just remember, Clone and Swan have each won a point race this season. Mickey winning your in system. You just have to have a really good points season to get into the playoffs. Judging by how much Down East was keeping up with the three, I really don't think Clone's going to be able to chase him back down. I think Clone has to hope for a caution now. I could be wrong, though. Coming out of the final corner here to the start-finish line, there will be 3 laps to go in the Coke 125. Now a new purple time for 127.8. I'm telling you, man, Down East, he's ready. He's ready to finally take a car back to victory lane in this series. Clone is now 8/10 off. Down East is definitely one of the best road course racers on the circuit, and wow, he is now almost 3/10 purple on that lap. It's coming towards the end of a fuel run, so obviously these cars are going to be a lot lighter. They can put out a lot more speed. Gap to Clone is now 1.1 seconds. Clone is 7/10 ahead of Swan. Looking through the field again. Oh, we got some close quarter racing back here. Justin has caught Pudge. Mango and Frank are still just in a different time zone at the moment. Unfortunate. It just sucks seeing Clone fall off like that. He was really in contention to try to win this race. Still led some laps, showed some speed today, and it's not over. Down East could make a mistake, but that is something that Down East does very little, if at all. And we still have caution rules in this league, so if a caution comes out, this race will go to a green-white checkered. Looking back at Pudge and Justin, because they're starting to race really close. Leaders are pretty evenly spread out. There's about a second between each driver, funny enough. Justin is 5/10 off of Pudge, trying to catch up to him. There are 2 laps to go. The white flag will be next time by. Just a little recap of the race coming into the second to last lap. Again, Down East and Swan, 2 fastest cars here all day. Down East won stage 1 with some wicked fuel strategy, pitting early. I didn't think that was going to work, but it luckily did for him. Swan crashed himself in that second to last corner in stage 1. That basically cost him the stage. Then in this stage, had a few cautions. Didn't have any cautions in stage 1. Racing was a lot more close quarters. Had a lot of battling. I think the biggest battle we saw was the 2 and the 3 dooring each other almost constantly for that one lap. If you look up here, Swan's trying to get around Clone for 3rd place. Or sorry, 2nd place, I should say. Yeah, gap to Down East is now 5 seconds. And there is no caution whenever Down East takes the white flag. The next flag will end the race, be it caution or checkered. And here he comes to the start-finish line. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Down East has been waiting a long time for this moment. He's been waiting forever, some would say. So many races where he was in contention to win. He might have had a fast car. He might have gotten close to pole position. He might have had really good lap times during the race, but never able to fully close the deal and get a win for this team. It was the first time ever in Down East's career that he ever went on an entire season without winning a race or a stage. Coming into tonight, he won stage 1, qualified on 2nd, only 2/10 behind Swan. And right now, leading the entire field by over 7 seconds. He is just driving to victory lane. He's cruising right now. Everybody up on the Kaulig pit box is going insane because they cannot wait to see this car in victory lane. Speaking of that car, speaking of no gas, Clone has none of it right now. But speaking of that car in victory lane, I recommend y'all go watch the Cup race from Daytona Road Course. Trust me. And now, coming down to this tricky chicane here, Down East is practically just, again, cruising to the victory. Flag holder's got the checkered flag in hand. Out of the final corner, he's going to finally do it. After 18 races, Down East is finally back in victory lane. Down East will win the Coke 125. Everybody in that Kaulig pit box is going insane right now. Because now, within the period of the last 5 days, Kaulig has won a Cup race and an Oshkosh race. Kaulig, all of a sudden, is back on the map. Swan comes home second, Pudge third, Justin fourth. Clone falls all the way back to 5th place, running out of gas. All right. Great race from everybody tonight. Very little cautions, always good to see. Just give these boys 1 second because we're going to get an interview with Down East. Alright, make sure I save that replay, and there are your official final results. Wait, what? Okay, well those results are clearly not right because... What? Oh yeah, no, sorry, those results are just... I don't even know what those are. Swan is second, Pudge is third, Justin fourth, Clone fifth, Van Gogh 6th, Frank 7th. What the heck are those results? Anyways, just this game doing polyphony things. Alright, we got both replays saved. Just going to give these boys a second to fire up the cooldown lap thing. And again, the reason we do this is because I like getting pictures of the winner doing their burnout for some promos for the league. The one thing is, if you join the NFRL, you're going to notice that we do a lot of promos for race winners and all that stuff. It's just something we really enjoy doing. But yeah, I've been in leagues before where whenever someone wins a race, they'll simply just leave pit road and they'll just go out and do a burnout, not on an official replay or anything. That's why I like doing an official replay, so that way you can save it and then you can kind of just relive it a little bit. Get a picture of the burnout if you want. So again, we have a really specific procedure for doing things in the NFRL, and we've really built a fun and cool system here. Again, once these boys, or once Pudge gets out on the track, we will let these guys give Down East a little bump, and then we will interview him for the race win. Tell you who's also happy, not just Down East and Kaulig Racing, but Hyper Ice. They were on board the Cup car winning at Daytona, and now they're on board the Oshkosh car winning today. I mean, that sponsor is... They're probably going to pay a little more to be on those cars since they're winning so many races. My lord, what a day. Tell ya, that was a really good race from everybody. Clone and Pudge battling hardcore like they have been the last few races. Clone showing a late surge, really showing a lot of speed, being up in the lead there. Oh, whoops, yeah, I'm going to actually turn that off. Turn that off. And yeah, all spotlights to this 16 car. Just to reiterate, this is week 3 of this current season. 4 weeks ago, Kaulig Racing actually did not exist in the NFRL because Down East was signed up to Racing Haas. And then, yeah, they agreed to part ways because they thought that Down East would not have enough time to be a true part of the team. And now all of a sudden, Down East is racing in a lot of different races, and he's winning a lot. Oh my gosh. Before we interview him, you all must know that just, again, long day out in the heat. My voice is absolutely destroyed, but again, I'm very committed to getting every race of this season for all 3 of the top series commentated. Alright, let's hop in the chat and see if we can get this boy on the live chat.
You wanna talk about that?
I was thinking that other wall.
Down East, this is Formal Guy up in the booth. You got a copy, brother?
I do.
Well, I must say, I do believe there are some people in the Haas camp right now that are scratching their heads at what they're seeing. So, I've told people a lot of times that this is week 3 of this current season. 4 weeks ago, colleague racing quite literally did not exist in the NFRL, and now within a 5-day period, you have taken colleague racing and Hyper Ice to victory lane, not just in this series, but also the Cup Series. I mean, what's the feeling right now, brother?
Well, when I saw Swan get pole by roughly 3/10, I thought I was not going to be able to catch up with him, especially when I actually helped him get the hairpin down for an Eagle 1 race he did a few weeks ago. So I thought he was going to actually completely murk me through the entire race, but for some reason, and I don't know how, I was actually able to keep pace with him. I know when we're going through the tunnel, he had better speed out of the tunnel than I did, so I figured that's where he was going to give me the most, but it seemed like I got him better on the chicane portion. So honestly, I think Swan and the 5 team definitely put up a really good battle. Even Clone and the 3, they definitely showed some speed in the second half of stage 2, and there was some times where I couldn't actually keep up with him. So it does feel nice to go back to victory lane in Oshkosh after having an appalling performance last season under RFK. Sorry, Pudge. But no, it does feel great to be able to win an Oshkosh race again after a long while.
Well, I must say, the speed was just absolutely dominating tonight. I loved how every restart it seemed like you and Swan just got out to the lead and nobody could touch you, and then, like you said, all of a sudden the 3-car found speed in stage 2. That was just crazy to watch from up here, but I just want to say a huge congratulations from up here in the booth, and also, again, you're putting Colleague on the map, you're putting Hyper Ice on the map, you're putting so many big companies and big names on the map with that driving, so I would just want to wish you all the best of luck, and not just the rest of the Oshkosh season, but in every series that you're racing in this season.
Appreciate it. Hope I can get this car back to victory lane one day. Maybe not soon, but one day I will.
Well, y'all, this has been the Coke 125 for the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League at Tokyo South. Again, for whatever reason, we like to take 850 horsepower Camaros structure these roads have on the highways. Don't ask us, it's just what we do. But again, I want to thank you all for watching so much. And also, be ready for the Maggiore doubleheader coming up for the rest of this weekend. And don't forget that next weekend is a Road Atlanta triple header with all 3 of the top series. That should be really fun to watch. And thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the FES, and we will see you all next time.